Brodie Brazil here to recap Game 53 on this Shark season. San Jose in Calgary on this Saturday, where the Flames had lost 5 in a row and scored a total of 1 goal 4 different times in that span. Calgary frustrated, yes, but so were the Sharks, coming off that last game in Edmonton, being up 3-0 and then losing 4-3 in overtime. Redemption had to feel part of the recipe for San Jose in this one, but also some reinforcements. Phil Kurashev finally back in the lineup. He got hurt in that December 13th historic comeback win in Pittsburgh. Missed 19 games, basically a quarter of the season, but getting a few in here before eventually heading off to the Olympics. Also welcome back Shaq. Shakir Mukhamadullin hadn't played since getting hurt on January 3rd. That was his third big chunk of games he's had to miss this season, and hopefully the last. The Sharks coming off 3 straight games with 3-goal first periods in each. They only get 1 today, but it comes early. 3 minutes in, here's a takeaway on the power play. Alex Wennberg finding Will Smith parked and ready to capitalize. This is Smith's 7th game since coming back from injury. Points in 6 of those, including now 4 goals. Great setup by Wennberg, and it's the Sharks with the 5th most first period goals in the NHL this season. Calgary responds on their own man advantage later on. Matt Coronado is their leading goal-getter. He's parked on the left dot. His one-timer doesn't go. Morgan Frost is there to pick up the loose change. The Flames put a ton of pressure on Alex Nedeljkovic in the first with 15 shots on goal, but it's 1-1 after 20.
What is it about the team that they've been starting so well?
Yeah, I think when you're on the road, you want to make sure you jump on them first period. So we've had great energy in the first period, and there's a good one there.
We know the Sharks' scoring is top-heavy this season with the crazy high output of Macklin Celebrini, but the consistent depth and width of contributions have greatly improved from last season to this one. Case in point, San Jose's third line that's been factoring in every game so far this road trip. The 18-year-old Michael Misa centering this line with Eklund and Gaudette. This will be his 8th point in 16 NHL games. Eklund persistent in trying to get this pass through the crease. This is his 3rd game with a point, and for Adam Gaudette, his 3rd straight game with a goal. Again, think about the battle in the West for playoff spots. If San Jose wants to get there, they'll need a third line that contributes like this on a regular basis. The Flames already equalized this game at 1, and they're about to do the same thing here at 2. And give Calgary a lot of credit, not scoring a lot of goals lately and having lost their last 5 in a row, but they get a couple good looks here at even strength in the O-zone. Eventually, Matvei Gradin able to find just enough space for that one-timer. This is 6:59 into the second. They pushed San Jose for the rest of the middle 20. And so now there's a hockey game to be decided and important points to be taken. But things weren't exactly favoring Team Teal, the Sharks being outshot 32-17 and outdrawn 56-44% after 40 minutes. And almost 7 minutes into the third period, San Jose would trail for the first time. The Sharks here actually back on the power play for the first time since the first period, but it's the Flames breaking out and turning it into a game changer. Backlund has some time and space, able to fire off the clapper, but it's the second chance, that backhand chop by Joel Farabee that turns into the goal. Kind of a broken play there. Alex Wennberg got tripped, and Farabee was left unmarked right out in front. And of all things, the shorty gives Calgary their first lead of this game. And then, still a 3-2 score and a scary moment here, 3:15 left in regulation. Alex Nedeljkovic making a pretty routine stop and eventual cover, but we'd noticed in his last few saves there was some pain maybe on his right side. Turns out he'll stay in this game, but the Sharks don't score once he was pulled. San Jose losing to Calgary 3-2.
I just needed to get off the ice. Leg was starting to bug me a little bit, so I just needed a little breather. Thankfully, it was just TV timeout, so I was able to kind of get things under control. Yeah, it's a tough one to swallow, especially I thought the other night we played pretty well. You know, minus maybe the last 6-7 minutes of that third period, so I thought tonight we came out fine. I thought we the first period, was fine. The shots were a little lopsided, but I thought for the most part it was pretty 50-50, Like I said, they were throwing a lot of things on net. And you know what? There were a lot of penalties tonight, so it's kind of hard to get your game, get into a rhythm, and roll 4 lines like we want to do, and like we can do when we're playing on our toes and at our best. It's hard when a lot of penalties are being called. So, it's a tough one to swallow. But we got 2 more games here. 500 through the first 3 games, kind of stings. But we'll take it. And we got a big one against Chicago to flip the script a little bit.
Yeah, like I said, it hurts. We know how tight it is, so we definitely don't take any of these games for granted, especially when you start with the lead. So, yeah, it's definitely tough to win when you put a team on the power play that many times. So, you got to be more disciplined, and but I think our kill was great, so they gave us a chance in this one.
So the Western Canadian swing now complete for San Jose. Big win in Vancouver, frustrating loss in Edmonton, and this suffocating defeat against Calgary. Just 2 games left before the Olympic break. Chicago and Colorado are 2 very different opponents that remain, but for the Sharks, yes, it's always about results, but it's also now about emptying the tank by February 4th.